Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do. Bum, 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 What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Bam! Hello, everybody. Aw, man. I am so happy to see these callouts working. They're so great. They're so great. Hey, Moon Runes, Ghostly. I can't explain poor. I can explain properly if you're interested, though. I really just have the themes I want to. No, of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. We can open up. I'm very excited to see what you're cooking up as a cyberpunk writer. Dipping your toes into cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is my favorite. Cyberpunk and like existential science fiction are like my two favorite forms of science fiction. So I'm very curious to what the vibes and the themes and kind of what you're looking at. Moon Runes, welcome. It's so good to see you, Moon Runes. And yes, Princess is here to say hello to everybody before she will probably overheat and have to go get off my lap and go somewhere cooler, I'm sure. Um, but for now, we can appreciate the princess's presence. But welcome in, everybody. How is everybody doing on Thursday? How's the week gone for everybody? I know Ghostly's prepping for the show next week, but hopefully everybody else out there is having a good week so far. Treating you well. I've been very busy, very tired, but there's lots to get done. So I am trying to finish a short film, so I'm going to be writing a short film today. That is what Wildlight will be working on. But yeah, what are you all working on? What's new? What's new in everybody's life? So essentially, I've been around a bunch of youth because of theater. Yeah, that makes sense. Apparently, Ghostly is out of touch. They're always, particularly when you're closer in age, they're always gonna try to make you feel like you're out of touch. But if you have a disposition for appreciating older things or like more interested in antiquated things anyway, you're always gonna be kind of because you are. I was out of touch with my own age group when I was in high school and college, so that's not surprising. Um, but last night we had three separate panic. Oh no, you had three separate panic attacks by three different kids yesterday. And Ghost did not realize this was. Oh, they had panic attacks. Oh, for my generation and younger. I mean, okay, I can see that. I mean, we didn't call them panic attacks, but they were definitely panic attacks. That was definitely common. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had forms of panic attacks before I took the stage. Um, but I guess it depends kind of like what you were seeing, I guess. So, um, I'm just going to be hanging out this time. I need to draw something by Saturday, so I'm going to be figuring out what that's going to look like and the reference photos ready and stuff. All right, so you're like prepping. Yeah, I know. I have to get this short film done by this weekend because I have to get the features. I am on like the film festival in October sprint, so it's going to be a little crazy this next. And I have to travel to Baltimore next week for I'm shooting a thing for McCormick, so it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy. Things are gonna get crazy on stream. So drawing for a friend's B-Day gift. Oh, that's you know what? I would say like I always appreciated from all of my art friends. I always appreciated they never had to buy me anything. I never wanted like gifts that were purchased, but if they like drew something like a work of art, that always those are the things that I keep that I actually still have in my room and like around are the little works of art that they give me. Um, I adore those more than any gift. So I hope that your friend really appreciates that. More important, more those are more important than anything money can buy. Um, let's see here. And this is greatly shocking and upsetting to see. And Ismay Ghostly question why it is that it's such an epidemic. I mean, it could be. I mean, theater. Look, here's a big thing. I am of the personal opinion. This is a personal Wildlight opinion. I will gladly go down a research stream and try to back it up with research and all that. But I think that social media and the ability to have a computer that accesses social media in your pocket at all times is deeply psychologically fucked for particularly young people. It is not something I had. Friendster and MySpace came around very late when I was in high school, and we didn't have like no one had a phone like that. Like our phones were not like that. We didn't have social media like that, and we had like LiveJournal. We had that, but it wasn't like a commodified social media experience that is very curated towards it like amplifies beauty standards and even just you know I'm sure it can only make clicks and how terrified you are of anything much more intense. Like you fuck up on stage, maybe that completely ruins your entire social life. Like that could be a thing. And it was not a thing I experienced. Cryptid, oh, thank you so much, Cryptid. I'm not sure how it's been 6 months, right? It absolutely feels that way. It feels like you've been here forever, but also not long at all. So, but thank you so much and welcome in, Cryptid. I know you've had a busy day as well. I think everybody's kind of going through it. Okay, here but lurking. Devour dinner. Take a few deep breaths. All that. Ghostly's in charge. Ghostly wants to explore the idea of mass emotional mental carnage brought on by the internet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're and what it does to people's brains and mental health. Yep. Right, mine just told me 16 months? Good lord. Has it been we're getting to that point where time feels like, has it been that long but also that short? It feels very strange. I think we're starting to get into that weird time vortex where it's simultaneously not long but also been so long kind of thing. Essentially, I dive into the existentialism of if we continue that spread of self-worth is in virtual life. Okay, all right, yeah. I know you weren't able to get very far in the cyberpunk rom-com I wrote, Ghostly, but there's a lot that goes into that in terms of commodification, the way that I definitely tie it much more to like older cyberpunk things about body modification, because cyberpunk tends to have a lot of themes about like bodily, augmentation, and all that kind of stuff. But you're usually just doing that visually as a way to like talk about emotional manipulation and emotional kind of the emotional devastation that can come from living online, like explicitly online. So I think thematically you're very on point. This is absolutely what cyberpunk is concerned with. So I think you're playing in the right wheelhouse for sure. One of my main points becomes the statistic that in the world you are more likely to harm yourself than be harmed by others. Yeah, that's true. That's an actual true. That's real. I don't know if that's ever. I mean, in like modern history, I don't know if that's ever not been the case. At least post World War II, in the like modern Western kind of civilization, you even in like peak times of like violence and disarray, like generally it's much more common in a society for people to self-harm than it is to like be mugged or robbed or something like that. We just don't talk about it. It's actually a uniquely American thing, where we do not discuss or talk about mental illness or things about self-harm and all that. So okay, Ghostly must go, but I will see you all. Yes, go have a good time, Ghostly. I hope if you're headed off to rehearsal, hope it's a good rehearsal. Go break a leg, have a good time, and we will catch you next time. Catch you on Saturday. Oh, Princess. Oh. I hope you're happy, Moon Runes. You are getting a lot of Princess today. She's been very like absent on streams, and she is very not absent today. So I think she knows you're here, and she wants to shout and yell, and who knows? Maybe this is the way that she finds. Maybe she's communing with Piper. she's like from a safe distance. Yeah, Piper just came over, I'm sure. I feel like every time she meows into the mic is when Piper perks up and is like, "Who the fuck is that? Who is that?" Um. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, you're fine. You're fine. Oh. I know. I actually. Speaking of which, your art, Moon Runes. I actually that picture, the picture you made for me that I put in the Discord. I need to go get that printed. I want to get that printed on like a poster. I'm pretty sure the copy you sent me is high resolution enough that I can make a physical copy of that. Because I do want to hang that up because that is one of my favorite works of art. So if I haven't gushed about that work of art enough, I'm gonna do it a little bit. I'm gonna do it a little bit more because it needs to be hung. It needs to be hung amongst the others. Bye, Ghostly. All right, well, Piper is in charge. Then Piper, you gotta bap the trolls. Yep, it's up to Piper now. Piper's got it. Yeah. Walmart prints, getting them printed. Yeah, I might have to look. There's a print shop not too far from me. I don't know what their rates are. If not, I can go to like a Target or a Walmart. Walmart's a little. There are not a lot of Walmarts in LA. Like I have to go out to the Valley for that. And actually, usually it's Target. It's very funny. There's a lot of Targets, but not a lot of Walmarts. And Walmart obviously, the Waltons, the terrible people, blah 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 blah. But like, it's very funny. The branding has definitely worked. Where like Target, I guess Target probably isn't quite as bad. I actually don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine they're much better. But maybe they aren't as bad as Walmart. I don't know. But there's like Walmarts have been just purged from LA. I think it's just too. Even poor people in LA won't shop at Walmart, I guess. I don't know. The closest Target to me is like 30 minutes away. Yeah. That's the problem is I have a Target right down the road for me. So it's like I have to go, like if I need something, like something quick, like a cleaning supply or something, I usually have to go down there rather than like a normal grocery store or the Costco. There's a lot of Costcos out here too. But I know like when I go visit my mom and stuff like that, that's where all the shopping is all done up at Walmart. But she's out in the middle of nowhere, so all there is a Walmart. But I wouldn't be shocked if their printing capabilities were. They probably had a pretty decent. Walmart's supposed to be cheap, but I imagine they're pretty decent. Target is dangerous for me. I always Moon Ruins. Target is dangerous for everybody. Target has hacked the human psyche, a very particular type of human psyche for sure. I know Opera Soria is lurking, but Opera Soria and I have spent plenty of time spending far too much money at Targets. Like, I actually, you know what? My favorite jacket, my favorite jacket, I got from a Target years ago, and I still use it every day. Like it's really nice. It's really nice. Like it's my punk jacket. I got patches on it and stuff. I can't argue with it. Like, some of their stuff isn't great. Like, I definitely burn through the shoes I've bought from a Target, but some things they got are really nice. Like, they're really nice things at Target sometimes. I was talking about Target, Opera Soria, about how Target has hacked my brain. I had mentioned that you and I had spent probably too much money and time in Targets before, because I've definitely gone to Targets and ended up dumping a shitload of money on clothing. One of my favorite pair of boots. Oh, really? Oh, you got a good pair of boots? They've seen better days, but still so comfy. Oh, that's nice. That sounds really nice. Opera Soria. Opera Soria's just like, I was just there. That's amazing. See, there you go. There you go. I figured that tracks. Nobody's surprised by that. Oh, that's funny. That's what, yeah, man. It's about Targets where it's at. We like to have fun here, everybody. You need sweetener and almonds. Oh, man, I really hate that I have a nut allergy. It drives me nuts because I've had like the few times where I've had almonds before my throat swells up. They are very good. So are cashews. They're very good. Very, yeah. But I'm glad almonds sound fun. and sweetener. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. My sweetener is the brown sugar I put in my oatmeal every morning. That's the only sweetener I got. Uh, oh no, my throat is stupid because of GERD, not an allergy. I know you poor. I feel so bad for you. You're really going through it. Ugh. All right. Let's see. I've got my water. I've got my tea. I've got to get this short film written, so it's gonna be it's a work day, everybody. No screwing around. we can't be screwing around. We gotta get words done. So we're gonna watch me say that, and then in like 30-40 minutes, chat's just gonna somehow explode, and I'm gonna get sidetracked. I'm getting sidetracked by all of you down some weird thing. But we're going to try. We're gonna try to get work done today. So today is it's gonna be a busy day, and then because now I found out I'm not gonna be getting anything done tomorrow because I have to do these stupid. I have more meetings. I was in meetings all morning today, and I have more meetings tomorrow, and then I have to go to this social thing tomorrow at 5, which I completely forgot about. Because that's part of. That's the part of making movies that they don't tell you about that I'm really bad at is they like schmoozing where you have to go and talk to people and pretend like you know what you're doing, and they're supposed to, it's very like strange and sycophantic and bizarre and to be seen. So I have to go do that tomorrow. But we will stream on Saturday. I'm allergic to strawberry. Oh, that's so sad, Moon Ruin. Strawberries are so good. I wasn't in the past, and then one day, yep. So that's a real thing, and it scares the shit out of me. Where because that's the thing is I've never needed an EpiPen for nuts, but like that's kind of the thing is either you don't have a reaction and then suddenly do, or you have a mild reaction and then just out of the blue one day you will have like a deathly reaction. And I didn't know that growing up. So I was just like, it'll be fine. My throat will swell a bit. It'll be scratchy. So I used to eat stuff with nuts all the time. And, all the time. And I don't anymore. Because when I found that out, it scared the shit out of me. So it's like, I'm not doing that anymore. Yeah, I'm sure you don't, Opera Soria. The 8-hour meetings, nightmare for, or the AMC ones, but those are shorter. Yeah, Starbucks. I think Starbucks. When you were in those meetings, I think that was the only time I have ever seen anybody have an 8-hour meeting. I've never heard of that before. That's bonkers. That's like mind numbing to me. Why you would ever do that to people? Like force them to sit in an 8-hour meeting. I've seen long meetings. I've been in long meetings that go way too long. But you're just there for 8 hours. That's awful. That is soul crushing. I remember being at a Starbucks meeting until 2 a.m. because it was the Christmas one, and see. Okay, why is it? Are there any other companies? Are there any other companies that do this? I swear to God, that Starbucks is the only... Even people that run company... Like, I know people that have multiple meetings, and so they feel like they're in meetings all day for, like, 8 hours a day, but it's like... particularly when you're doing, like, production management and stuff, like, you're in meetings a lot, but you're not in, like, an 8-hour meeting. That's like a boardroom meeting. Like, you're at Starbucks, man. You're not at, like, a... You're not. What the fuck are we doing? Why? What a waste of time. I can't. There's no way. There's no way that that's useful or helpful. I feel like that's just designed to psychologically break people. And we used every single minute, every fucking. Well, I remember, Opera. So I remember when you were here, and like, I thought you were just going to be in a meeting for a couple of hours, and then you were locked away in that room for like 8 hours, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. The bathroom breaks were scheduled. That's madness. That's madness. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, so so this is the two Starbucks people who've worked at Starbucks. I don't know any other companies that do this. I mean, maybe if anybody knows of any, let us know, because I feel like that's unique to Starbucks at a unique, like, at that point I'm considering like psychological indoctrination. It's like that's the equivalent of like a Scientology center. When you go to the Scientology center and they just start locking you in rooms for hours, and then and it's all like designed to be confusing so you can't get out. Yeah, it's mad. It's insane. They were though, admittedly it was like a mini boardroom meeting. Yeah, that's so it's still though. Like you're not a stock like that. You're not a CEO. There's no reason that anybody needs, unless you're like a CFO in a boardroom in a massive. There's no reason you need to be there for 8 hours. I'm still gonna be getting my free drink on my Beta on my way to work though. Yeah, I mean that's yeah. I mean I still get drinks from Starbucks, particularly if I'm traveling for work. That's still a thing. I just, I try to give like the dead-eyed stare. Like, I try to look at the, whoever's behind the counter and be like, I get it. Like, are you doing okay? Like, blink twice if you need help. Like, I try to communicate that, there's some of us out there that might be able to save them or help them from the nightmare that they're probably living through. Then there was the 6-hour meeting that was only 6 because we had a 4-hour job fair run. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Sometimes we had to watch videos from the CFO. Oh god, it's like a cartoon. The moment you realize that corporations are run like children and like it's like a cartoon. They're literally like cartoon villains. It's deeply funny, but then you realize you have to pretend to take it seriously, and then your soul dies a little bit inside. All right. Why don't we dive into our sprints before even just reminiscing about corporate culture breaks our souls before we even get started. AMC meetings were much better. Those meetings were mostly screaming for 30 minutes. Yeah, I feel like there's no time. When you work at a movie theater, there's no time. You have to get shit done and everything's on fire. So, all right, everybody. Oh yes, thank you for reminding me, Opera. Sorry, I would have dived in. We're gonna run an ad break, so get some tea. I'm gonna go ahead and stock up on tea, so we'll run the ad break and then we'll start our sprint at the end of the ad break. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Yeah, let's go ahead and we can run the ad break. Do I need anything? All right, I'm gonna go stock up on water. Be right back. Are we back? All right, we're back. Cool. Oh, Upper Soria, thank you. Uh-oh. Again, it was an ad break. It was the ad break. Princess. Okay, all right. It's time to get to work, everybody. So the whole point is to get to work. But thank you, Upper Soria. everybody whispering. All right. Okay, let's get to writing. Happy writing, everybody. We'll see you on the other side, and away we go. Huzzah. I'm sure it was good. I'm sure it was. Alrighty, everybody, there we go. This is the end of that sprint. Hopefully it was somewhat productive. I know we got a little chatty. We got a little crazy in the chat there. Ugh. Oh, let me start the down timer. But got some work done, so not too bad. Hey, number 13th, what's up? How's it going? Oh, what's up? Going well? Busy. Life is busy. It's a scramble. I got some deadlines. Gotta get this script done, and I got a feature film I gotta get done. Thank you so much, Opressor. Yeah, starts in 7 minutes. Thank you, Opressor. I love that you added that. That makes me happy. Got a couple pages in. It's all right. Y'all are helping me stay awake. Yeah, we'll do our best, Cryptid. If you need, let us know if you need us to just like mid sprint, I'll turn on the mic and scream. Just be like, ah! No, I won't actually do that. But yes, good. I made some emotes. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, those are the emotes? Oh, those look amazing. Stinks. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. I love the little skunk. Number 13, you might get a kick out of this. I do have 2 skunks that live near my apartment because I'm right next to a cemetery and they hang out. So anytime I go for a walk, I always have to make sure that, they know I'm not a threat so they don't skunk me. But yeah, I see them. They're chill. They're laid back. Sometimes if they're hanging around the dumpster, they spook. We can spook each other some nights. But for the most part, I see them running around. They're chill. It's not an all-nighter. I just yeah. We don't really promote all-nighters here, but sometimes life just hurts. Honestly, why that might help. Just that's what everybody needs is me screaming in their ear every 10 minutes. Oh, you saw a bear? Awesome. What kind? I'm assuming it's black bears out there, where you're at, Cryptid. I mean, it's mostly black bears. Given that I know you're kind of out in the remote parts but I assume it's black bears. I don't think you don't get like brown or grizzlies out there, do you? I think that's mostly like the western and northwest. Well, sometimes my room gets invaded by insects and spiders. Oh, that's not good. The insects, I do keep spiders. I have a couple of spiders in my living room, and I have a couple by the window here that I keep because they usually actually help with the bugs. I know that sounds crazy, but the spiders keep to themselves, and they never really, invade inside my apartment. They just kind of hang in the windows and stuff. And they do a really good job of keeping the bugs from, flying in because I'm up on a hill. So I keep my spider bros. I got my spider bros. I'm big fans of them. Not so much the insects though. Not so much of a fan of that. Yeah, black bear ran across the road right in front of us and then up the. Oh yeah, yep. I have a funny story about a black bear up in Wyoming that broke into my dad's storage shed and drank all of his beer. And my dad was very pissed off about that. So I always have this image of this brown bear just hammered, rolling around the side of a mountain. Because my dad will always buy large stocks of beer, so he's got beer up in the mountains, for 3-4 months when he's up there. So, and one day he showed up there and the bear had drunk all of his beer. You can't stand spiders, too scared. Yeah, some people, I don't have the phobia of spiders, so I do know people who have really bad arachnophobia. Sir, please don't try to catch a train. It will not go well. The bear just needed to get to work on time. He needed to get there. Let's see. Was just around the corner from the house. Doesn't surprise me. It's just been a minute since we moved. It's been a minute, yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get them popping down. Anyway, my dad is running for mayor. Oh, whoa! So I will be going home at the end of September and helping him. And your sister's getting married. Man, you are, Christ, right? You are going. You got all kinds of stuff going on. Goodness, dad's running for mayor, sister getting married. Yeah, I was gonna say you're in prime busy seasoning. That's crazy. Bears on booze on drugs. What's next for them? Yeah, right. Give them no. Yeah, after what was it, the Cocaine Bear movie? Yeah. Bears. I would much rather deal with a drunk bear than deal with a cocaine bear. To be fair. Um, and you're quitting your job. Okay, all right. You having a crazy year. that is a lot. I hope all of those things go well for you. I hope particularly quitting the job, and either finding a different job or moving on from that is good, or whatever's leading you away from it. It's a better life on the other side of that, hopefully. And yeah, I hope your dad does well, and your sister. I hope the wedding's great. October weddings, fall. Let's good time to get married. Good time to have a wedding. Um, my grandma told me about a snake sneaking in the house and eating eggs once. That's I hope that's true. That feels very like folktale, like old, like a grandma story. But I'm very into that story. Like I just kind of like the idea of a snake just being like, eggs are mine, goodbye, and then just leaving, like just coming in, stealing some eggs out of the fridge, and then, well, it probably wouldn't have been in the fridge. I know sometimes people keep eggs, they don't keep them in the fridge. um oh wow. Heck, just give a bear enough grapes and it'll get tipsy. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, or apples. Yep, that's true. Yeah, given little hours and just don't like it anymore. Yeah, that makes sense, Chris. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's probably vids out there of inebriated bears, and that's going to be fun to go. There you go. Let us know what you find, Nell. if you got any goodies, definitely show us the goodies. Oh, thank you, Opera Soria. All right, looks like we got ads incoming, everybody. So for ads, feel free, go get some tea, restock on water, and we'll reconvene in 3 minutes before we start our next sprint. And away we go. All right, we'll see you all in 3. Let's see. I was bit by a rattlesnake as a 2-year-old when we lived on a farm 2 weeks after I returned home from the hospital. Oof, man, a rattlesnake bite when you're a kid is no bueno. I mean, it's never good, but that's like really bad. My mom was in the kitchen and opened the refrigerator drawer to find a snake. Jesus. 2 weeks out, yeah. I was absolutely. They moved out within a month. Yeah, absolutely not. Nope. After you have one run-in with a snake, you do not do that. You just get out, get out. Yeah, should not be in a place where a snake is in a drawer. Yeah, that's no good. I think, well, I don't remember it. Yeah. I growing up in the desert, I had a lot of encounters with rattlesnakes, but I've never been bit. Now, somehow I have managed to never be stung by a scorpion. I have had so many close calls with those things, so many, like to the point of like nightmares. I got locked out of my house once because there were scorpions at the door when I got home once. I remember many times having scorpions in my bathroom in the middle of the night. And I'll never forget the one time I didn't see it initially, and I like sat down on the toilet, and it was behind me, and I got up and saw it, and it was like poised, tail up and all that kind of stuff. So I sprayed it with, I think it was my brother's like shaving cream, and all I remember is it whipping its tail around and like throwing whipped cream. It scared the shit out of me. I was a really little kid, but I simultaneously like scorpions, but like it's one of the reasons why I don't know if I could ever live in the desert again, because particularly because I grew up on horse property, and I grew up anytime if there's construction anywhere near you, usually it's fine. Usually scorpions keep to themselves. They're out there. But when there is construction in the desert, because they're digging them up out of the ground and like under the rocks, they're because they're screwing around with everything. Everybody nearby gets a scorpion infestation. It happens every time. So like when they started tearing down all the old houses on the horse property and building mansions, because that's what ended up happening where I grew up, is we all had small houses on large plots of land for horses. Um, and so they started tearing all the houses down and building these big, giant ass houses, compounds, whatever you want to call them. And like like my whole middle school life was just being like constantly beset by fucking scorpions. And I somehow, knock on wood, have never been stung by one, but it scared the shit out of me. Um, yeah. Nope. I'm always terrified to find one in the toilet for some reason. Yeah, it's always on the toilet. Yeah. We had snakes get in our Texas house pretty often, but that's the bayou. Yeah. And many of the frogs, like just constant delicious frogs. Yeah. Frogs. Yep. Yep. Scorpion army. Yes. Yeah. Use a black light to find them because yeah. Black lights are how you would find them. So we always had a black light. And like when you were a kid, if people wanted to go out, I never understood why kids did this, but kids would go try to find scorpions at night. I don't know if they wanted to catch them. I knew one sociopathic kid that liked to catch them and put them in a microwave. I did not partake in this form of sociopathic torture, but I knew that that's what he used to go do. And he used a black light to find them. They're like rats. Yeah. They are a lot like that. Yep. You start disrupting. It's why like actually one of the best places you could be when you're dealing with scorpions is like actually out in the desert. Because they will not be around. Like you will back from ads, perfect. Awesome. All right, we shall dive into our next sprint. But usually unless they're sunning themselves on like a rock or something, they just tucked away. Like they don't really mess with you. They're pretty they're pretty they're pretty laid back. I don't know. I have a lot of I respect them. They still scare the shit out of me. Um, that sounds like a gross cleanup after. Yes. Yep. We put firecrackers and fire at man's weirdly effective. Yeah. I've never done that, but I've heard people that was a good way to get rid of like fire ants and things like that. Like go. I think we usually tried to drown them. Like if we got because you would get some bad ants out there too. Some like really bad ant mounds in Arizona, and usually they would flood. And that might also be because we were on horse property, so we irrigated a lot. So, um, that was usually the answer. That's what they did. So, all right, let's dive into our next sprint. Yeah, if your city doesn't have rats, it's because you don't have underground. Yeah, exactly, underground subway or stadium. Yep. Yeah, that's why you get them in New York. I mean, yeah, we don't. I mean, we have kind of a subway system, and we still there's still rats over in L.A. Like down in Hollywood, you'll see rats all over the place. But you have rats. Yep. All right, everybody, let's dive into our next sprint. Happy writing. Hopefully it's productive, and we will catch you all on the other side. And away we go. Alrighty, and there we go. This is the end of our second sprint. Is that number 2? I think that was number 2. All right, we'll start the down timer. Hopefully, it was a productive sprint. Let's go ahead and bring the music down. Felt like that was all right. That was a good sprint, hopefully. All right. Second. Yeah, second. I was like, I lost track of time there for a minute. Was not sure. All right. Ba-da-ba-bum. Oh, stretch, chill out. Emotionally prepare ourselves for the third. I'm figuring out what this book needs on the big picture stuff, which makes the rest of my work easier. I know what to keep an eye on. Is this for the one you're editing, or is this like your one you're writing, like the Vamp book, or are you or is this a a paid editorial where you're having to fix big picture things? I was like, that's a lot of work. Like, they really need an editor. Okay, that's a client edit. Ooh, all right. Definitely, that sounds like it needs some work. I mean, what is the process there, Cryptid? To what degree of editorial, do you get projects that don't need a lot, or are most the ones you get where you're like, okay, I need to, things need to be done, it's massive changes, or I guess not massive, but fundamental changes, structural changes, there's things missing that need tweaking instead of just refining and all that. Drink my tea now that it's cool enough to do so. Made my cup of Earl Grey. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got my big old thing of green tea here, so that's what I'm rocking. Depends on the stage. Okay, I do sometimes when it's a proofread and it's just tiny stuff. Okay, that's cool. I guess that's really cool. I didn't. It's always very interesting for me to hear about, for me in my brain, just how I understand how narrative prose and prose writing goes is in my brain I was like, oh, you write the novel and then you send it to an editor and the editor is mostly suggesting refinements and large cuts, because I just assume all writers overwrite, so it's mostly just this could be done quicker and faster, cut this out, do this. So I guess that's kind of what I've always assumed an editor did, primarily. I never really imagined. I'm like, oh yeah, they probably do have to fix they probably do get hired to fix major fundamental problems in the stories from time to time. This one isn't structural. There's just an overarching writing problems. This one is mostly structural, so it's line editing and then just looking out for plot holes. Gotcha. Okay, I see. Sorry, I say mostly structural. I meant mostly sentence structure. Got it. I gotcha. Ooh, JC Boom. I've got lavender minty. That sounds delicious. Like that. Most do. Please overwrite. It's so much easier to fix. Yeah. I just assumed my edit brain is, I have a feeling I would probably try to cut it down as much as humanly possible before I send it. Not to say that that's everything, obviously, but I've spent so much time trying to refine internally how much I'm writing that I actually feel like I don't do that. But I feel yeah, that would be an easier. It's so much easier to just cut stuff than be things are missing. Yeah, you don't want to add stuff, you'll hate it. So at this stage, I'm trying to figure out why the book is struggling still. Needs more sentence variation, tonal, and emotion. I gotcha. Okay. Tonal. Yeah, this is why, if you're self-publishing writers out there, definitely invest in getting an editor. I think that's probably it's a big thing. Like you should always. I feel like even as an independent, it's hard because it's expensive. I don't even think it's that expensive, but like writing. I'm coming from film, so everything's not expensive when you're coming from film because everything in film is stupid expensive. But like it just seems like it's a worthwhile thing to save up your money for, to like really have a good editor, because I feel like that's the biggest thing holding back a lot of self-publishing tends to be the lack of having an editor, and it seems to be obvious in most cases that someone is lacking an editor. um and without those last two, you lose your audience and the book doesn't land. Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Tonal details are the tone of the book. So, like, when you're doing horror, Twilight, how the place feels versus... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, emotional details, simply how the character feels. And that's so vital in spec fic because that's how you read... Yeah, I was going to say, like, that's how you attach yourself to the character, is to be in their emotional world. You're in their head, generally. Um, Yes, please do. Bad editors are very bad. Good editors are very good. It's the one thing you can't do yourself well, and you can't be cheap. Yeah, that's the big thing. It's definitely. I think it's an important step. It's a big, big thing, and it's one thing that a lot of people I know who do read a lot, and read a lot of self-published fiction. That's the one thing they almost universally comment on, because I know a lot of readers who work for studios that are always looking for properties to buy, and they do read self-published work, not just what comes from like publishing houses. They like a lot of those readers that work at studios will go through and read self-published work, because everybody kind of wants that. What's that guy? The guy who wrote The Martian. Everybody wants that kind of. They want to get the jump on buying property rights if they think something might hit big or land big, even if other publishing houses aren't necessarily hitting it yet. Um, and one of the biggest things is they always comment that the first thing you see immediately is you can tell the absence of an editor with self-published work. Like if they had two side by side and one was they'd be able to generally they could tell which one was self-published and which one wasn't, exclusively because they're like, yeah, this person didn't have an editor. It's just obvious. And it's weird because like as a writer, you resist that. You kind of resist, like, oh, sometimes you're like, no, I understand my prose, I understand how I'm writing, I can make this work, and it's like, but you're blind to it. You're always going to be blind to it. It's why it's always good to have more eyes on it, and particularly the eyes of someone who is a trained editor. It's very important. Um, some editors will work with you on pricing. Yeah, offer payment. I offer payment plans because I know it's really hard to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know it's tough. Yeah, it's good that you offer those. Hey, Chris, are still here doing things? Hey, man, that's what we're all here to. We're all here doing things. Oh, we need to run ads. Do we need to run ads? I guess we don't really need to run ads. It looks like we got. Well, actually, no, the pre-roll. Yeah, we don't want the pre-roll. All right, so we will need to run ads before we start our third sprint. I just realized time got away from me. So we will go ahead and run some ads. Interesting. Okay, funny enough, Twilight, I catch that a lot in traditional publishing right now. Interesting, really, in traditional, because traditional publishing in-house is so deeply overworked that the stuff falls through the... Yeah, that makes sense. Legacy writers will get more leeway. That's right, yeah. So they're not actually having editors really go over their work, which is actually really sad because I feel like a lot of writers, particularly a lot of professional writers, would want. I only know a couple people who write in publishing, who write and get published. Prose writers, but it seems like they like their editors. They seem to have a good working relationship with their editors and seem to want to keep their editors. This is a thing that I think I say, oh, thank you so much, JC Boom. Oh, thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you. But that is like a thing I see so much with, that is the thing I see so much with with writers is that like when you find a really good editor, you want to keep that editor. You want that person becomes a part of the creative process for you. At least that's what I've heard from my limited experience with those folks. You are all too kind to me. You're all far too kind to me. I appreciate and adore all of you. So thank you. Thank you so much, JC Boom. All right, that's break time over. We're going to run some ads, and then we'll dive into our third sprint. It might be the last sprint. We'll see. We'll see if we'll do a fourth. We might do a fourth. I'm not sure. It depends on whether or not I'm feeling it, and also whether or not I get hit with work emails, because technically I have to do something before too late tonight for work. So we're going to run ads, restock on tea, get some water, stretch, and then we will dive into our sprint. All right, ads away. Ads, ads. Capitalism. Oh, this monstrous world we're forced to live in. Oh, you usually do. Your agent, if you have one, usually works to pair you with an editor. Yeah, see, that makes sense. Yeah, who will get what you're trying to do and work with you well. Yeah, I feel like every writer I know, that is like a thing that their editor is a part of that creative process, and they tend to really like their editors. It's kind of like in film when you find a really good producer. I mean, or any really creative collaborator, you do eventually come to rely on those people very heavily. And yeah, that happens a lot with me. My authors are very dear to me, and we work work closely together. That makes sense. This is not the work emails. Yeah. It's not even, I have to, it has to do with all these meetings I've been in. I just have to make sure that certain systems are working, because we're working internally with a big company that has a very specific way that they've onboarded us, which we're not used to as like contractors outside. We tend to, work on our own, and then, but the way that it's been a long, arduous process getting into their infrastructure. So I just have to make sure that we have access to everything, that there's no issues with everything as we're accessing it, that I'm able to like download certain things and upload certain things. So I have to check that before our next meeting tomorrow morning. So that's the only reason why I was like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but that's work. We got to do it. We got to pay the bills. So it's not ideal. And it's definitely the most meetings I've been in consistently in a long time. Like outside of like a big project where there's a lot of meetings and we're all, we're all kind of in it together. This is definitely the most intense, for sure. It's been a little bit of a wild ride, so interesting how that goes, but it's not too bad. All right, I got my tea. Should have enough tea to get through this sprint. Yeah, now that I'm not yet. It is definitely not worse than pork. Not yet. Not worse than pork. Not worse than pork, and then not worse than doing those TikTok videos. That, like, those TikTok videos did almost break my soul, which I think was the end of, last year? That broke me. And then the pork job was the same company that did the TikTok videos. That, so far, not that bad. So, we're happy it's not that bad, so. All right, everybody, we are going to dive in. I think I'm leaning that this is probably going to be the last sprint of the night. For me, I'm leaning that way just because now that I'm talking through it, I'm like, I do have to do that and make sure all that crap works. So, and I do want to. I have like fish in the fridge. I'm ready for to cook myself a very nice dinner, so I have that on top of it. So the idea of you doing a TikTok is still deeply funny to me specifically. Yeah, I did download TikTok just to see what it was all about. I'm still figuring that out. It's very it's still strange to me. It's still a very strange thing, but All right, everybody. Let's dive in. Let's sprints. Let's get the words done. We've got this. Everybody's got this. I believe in you all. Here we go. Away we go. Happy writing. We'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, and that is the end of that sprint. How was it, everyone? Able to get some work done, I hope. Ugh. 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 Stretch. Okay, let me bring the music down. But I think... Oh, that is probably going to be the end of stream, I think. I think I'm going to have to dive into doing actual work, which I have to do off stream. But hopefully it was a pleasant sprint for you all. I hope words were done. You were able to at least get a little bit of work done. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. You managed 20 pages. Hot damn. Which is huge. Yeah, for being as tired as you are. Absolutely, Cryptid. That's massive. A little bit. And you said good night to Little Boom. All right. Well, that's good. Little Boom off to bed. And I got a little bit of work done. That's good. Well, I mean, it's bits. You gotta take it easy, JC Boom. I can't even imagine both getting over COVID after going to Scotland and, kids. You are all troopers. So definitely be kind to yourselves. Take care of yourselves. It was lovely. It's always lovely to see you all. I love you all. And we will catch up if you're around Saturday. We'll be streaming Saturday day. And then, as I said, we'll probably be off next week until that weekend. Because I have to go to Baltimore for work. So I will be out next week. But we'll pick back up after that. Let's see, of course. Thank you so much. And thanks for stopping by, JC Boo. It's always a blast seeing you. And glad to hear that Scotland was fun. And hopefully you feel better soon. I might not be here Saturday, but we'll be streaming Sunday. Yeah. All right. We will catch up with you on Sunday if you're on here. But I think in the meantime, we're going to go say hello to Tokigan. Tokigan. We've rated before. Delightful writer, streamer. I may stream next Wednesday. Oh, yeah, you definitely should. Well, I'm out. Just everybody can get some writing done with Cryptid. So definitely be sure to do that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pop over. But I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. And we'll catch you next time. Patio Skunk, welcome. We're just literally about to raid. So take care. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday. Take care.